Good morning, everybody. So in today's video, we are going to make a Korean barbecue chicken poke bowl with gochujang cream sauce. This is actually one of my favorite lunch meals that I make, so I figured I'd take you along with me. To start with, I'm just taking this package of chicken fillets and I'm going to dice them up. I'm actually using this for two different meals, so that's why you see me using two different bowls. I use the second bowl for a dinner recipe. I just like to cut the chicken into some bite-sized pieces, not too big and not too small. Now that I've given my hands a good wash, we're getting ready to make the marinade for the chicken. You want to marinate the chicken for at least 30 minutes beforehand. This is an important step. It really infuses the chicken with lots of flavor. So we're going to start with some gochujang sauce, about a tablespoon, but if you don't like it too spicy, just add a little less. This sauce is more of a sweet spice. It's not really hot spicy. Then about a tablespoon or so of soy sauce. Then you want to add about half a tablespoon to a whole tablespoon of sesame oil. I actually really like sesame oil, so I usually add a little bit extra, but that's just preference. Then we're going to do some garlic. I have garlic paste here. And it's about 1.5 tablespoons. If you like more like me, add a little bit more. Next is the ginger. I'm going to be using ginger paste. It says about half a tablespoon in the recipe, but I usually do at least a tablespoon. We're huge ginger fans as well. Next, you want to add some brown sugar, about a tablespoon. This is going to help balance out all the flavors and blend them really nice together. Balance out the heat of the gochujang sauce as well. It also helps tenderize the chicken as well while it's marinating. Then just give it a good mix and set it aside while we prepare the rest of the meal. And by the time you're done preparing the vegetables, it should be marinated well enough. If you want a lot of flavor, you could also marinate this overnight. This smells so good. This meal was delicious, by the way. So while everything is marinating, we're going to prepare the rice. So I like to use sushi rice for poke bowls. I just like the texture of it, and I feel like it goes really well with sauce or a poke bowl in general. So we're going to use some rice here. I think I only make about a cup here, which equals about 1.5 cups to 2 cups cooked. When I make rice, I like to rinse it at least 3 times to get a lot of the starch off of the rice. I know a lot of people don't really rinse their rice, but in our house, we definitely rinse our rice. Now that the rice is on to cook, let's move on to the gochujang cream sauce. This sauce is perfect on top of this bowl. So we're going to start with about a tablespoon of gochujang sauce. Like I said, if you want it a little less spicy, you can add a little bit less. We're going to add about a tablespoon of honey. And we're going to add about a tablespoon of heavy cream. I do end up adding a little bit more heavy cream just to give the texture a little bit more. So I do end up adding about 2 tablespoons altogether. And then just give it a good mix together and make sure the sauce is fully blended. Give the sauce a good taste and make sure that it tastes perfect for your taste buds, and set it aside, and we'll start chopping up the vegetables that go into the poke bowl. For me, my favorite vegetables in a poke bowl are some diced carrot. I have some shredded carrot here. And then I have spinach. I love spinach in a poke bowl. I love cucumbers and I love peppers. So that's what I have here today that I'm going to be putting in my poke bowl. But you can put whatever kind of vegetables you like into yours. Some people like to add red onion, green onion. I do have green onion here as well. You could add little chunks of cauliflower. You could add a whole bunch of stuff into it. Just keep in mind, a poke bowl is raw vegetables, not cooked. So that's the difference between a poke bowl and a stir fry. I love using these little mini cucumbers. They're so tender, and the flavor I find is a lot nicer than the really big cucumbers. So whenever I see these little ones, I try to buy them. They're my favorite. I like to do different flavor combinations for my poke bowls. So like for this one, we're doing a gochujang sauce, but I have made teriyaki and I've made like a sweet chili one before. They're delicious. I think my favorite is the teriyaki, but this one here, this one was good. I haven't tried this flavor before, and so that's why I decided to make it together with you on camera. It was good. Because I really like gochujang sauce, and I use it on the viral sweet potato bowl with taco meat and avocado and cottage cheese. I use it with that, and it's delicious. So I really do highly recommend you guys make this because the sauce was good. If you're worried about the spice, like I said, it's like a sweet spice. It's not a hot spice. So I would recommend giving it a try. Now I'm just giving my green onions a haircut here. I tend to put them in a glass of water. They last longer and they regrow constantly. Not constantly, they do eventually die out, but they last a lot longer and you get a lot more out of them. So I just keep them in a glass of water on my windowsill. So I'm just dicing some up here to put in my poke bowl. Now that we're done dicing up the vegetables, we can get ready and start cooking the chicken. So I'm just using some olive oil here. I always use olive oil. I do have some avocado oil, but I find it sticks more than the avocado or than the olive oil. So I tend to use the olive oil more. So that's all we're doing here is just heating up some olive oil, and then we're going to put the chicken right in. When I was putting the chicken into the pan, the smell of the chicken marinade was so intoxicating. It was so good. This marinade helped tenderize the meat, and it helped infuse the chicken with so much flavor. Don't skip that part at all. So we're just cooking the chicken until we get cooked all the way through, and you can either have like golden bits on it or like dark brown golden bits on it. That's Up to you how crispy you would like the edges to be. Now I'm just going to add some pepper for a little bit more seasoning. I decided not to add any more salt to this because of the soy sauce that was in the marinade. Soy sauce is quite salty, so I didn't want to add more salt than was needed. This chicken was splattering everywhere all over the stove, so I had to keep wiping around the stove probably at least 3 or 4 times throughout the cooking of the chicken. I just didn't want anything to catch fire or to overly make a lot of mess. So now that the chicken is cooked to the way I would like it, we're going to assemble the poke bowl. So we're going to start with a couple scoops of rice and put that in the bottom. And then you just assemble the vegetables all around it, however you like. I just assembled them by color so they looked nice. And you put your chicken on, and then we're going to drizzle the sauce on top. For me, I really like having poke bowls for lunch because they're so healthy and they're really fast and easy to make. You can marinate the chicken a previous night when you're making dinner and have it ready for lunch the next day. So all you have to do is cook it and then put everything together. This is one of my favorite lunches, actually. I really like that the vegetables are fresh and crunchy still rather than fully cooked. It's one of my favorite parts about a poke bowl. So now we're just assembling, making it look beautiful. I really highly recommend trying diced up cucumber in a poke bowl. The texture and the flavor in the poke bowl, that's, I think, my favorite vegetable to put in a poke bowl. So yeah. So now that we have it all assembled the way we want it, we're gonna drizzle the Gochujang cream sauce on top. I would recommend putting at least 3 or 4 tablespoons on, just so you have sauce for your rice and you have enough to coat your vegetables. But the amount that you use is fully up to you. So now I'm going to give you guys a close-up here so you can see the beautiful colors and the textures. So I want to thank everybody for watching. I appreciate all the support and you watching my videos and subscribing. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody.